Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Oh my goodness, do we have a pile of mods to take a look at today for Farm Sim 25. In total, 43 mods released, and I bet like half of them you guys have been waiting on. This is going to be a lot of fun today. All platforms got 37 new and 2 updates, and PC Mac players got 4 new. So really focusing on those new ones for all platforms today. Hey, but if you still like staying updated with all the latest mods of Farm Sim, make sure you're subscribed. Let's check them all out. Check your timestamps, by the way. There's a bunch, and it's going to take a while. Let's start off our day with the TLX Phoenix series. Oh my goodness, from 82 Studio. Finally, it is here, and you guys can use it on your farms. We have multiple different configurations, starting off with a standard set. You've also got an extension number 1, extension number 2, which is quite long. Configuration number 1 is going to be this all black kind of setup here. And then we go all in, which has got a bunch of customization options. Now, if you want to make it look exactly the way you want it to look, then I would definitely go with like extension 1, extension 2, or standard. Because after that, you start to lose some of the customization, although those are some presets, which makes things easy for you. Let's showcase extension number 1. I think that's going to give us the most amount of freedom here. So engine options range all the way from 485 horsepower up to 1582. These are titled pretty cool. So we have like a T9000, the T9 425, 525, Spec X, and Experimental. These also come with some different transmission types as well, with the very last one coming with a variable transmission, which makes things nice and easy. As far as your wheel brands, you're going to see Continental, Phoenix, Trilex, which are real cool looking. Look at that. Oh man. Vintage, Vredestein, pop that up. Look at that. Yeah. Nokia tires, and a Continental, ooh, we got more, BKT, and there we go. Now we're back to a Continental road tire setup. So we do have different versions of these as well, as you can see, and we've got the show truck versions for Farming Simulator 22 returning, which is very cool. So this is much more of a different truck than those previous ones were, although you're going to see a lot of things that are very similar to you. So plenty of wheel options, and of course we've got all these different ones and wheel setups to go for. Chicken lights, we have base game set or a custom set that they've got. Headlights, we've got a couple different designs for these as well. As a matter of fact, I was like, hey, you should do a design with like, you know, across the board. And he's like, oh yeah, I already did that. And those were the ones that I picked out, so I like those. So if you want the ones that DJ likes, design number 5 is my favorite. Bumpers, we have multiple different versions of these as well. Small changes between the multiple different versions, so that is very good. So you're going to see like design 4, for example, has 2 different versions, and then we get back into the front again. Front grille, we got different ones here as well. I do like number 2, or design 1. Do all these just say design 1? Standard, design 1, design 2, standard, design 1. Okay. I felt like there were more than that. There you go. Nonetheless, we do also have some air filters. So the US single style, US single or US double, and then you go to the Canadian single and Canadian double as well. So 4 options there, as well as the exhaust setup itself. So that is where this is going to be. If you want the chunky boy, I like going with stacks, not the high stacks, just stacks. And why don't we do it with a US dual? Let's go. Visors, of course, are going to be everything that you've seen before. So you get the mean version, but they've added chicken lights to them as well. So that's pretty sweet. I think it looks awesome. Give it a hairline with those lights. Mirror setups, you've got fender mirrors, hood mirrors. The hood mirrors twice? Nope, I didn't click all the way over. We're standard. Sleepers, this is where I wanted to use a bigger setup. So you have a coffin sleeper, which is going to be side to side, or you can do a little bit of a larger sleeper cab in the back. And then antennas can be added, yes or no. Interior colors, we have custom black, black brown, brown black, red white, blue white, black red, and standard. Engine options, we have a couple different sounds here, 1, 2, and 3. Vinyls, there are multiple different vinyls to choose from. These are looking absolutely epic on there. Rear bumper as well. Speaking of rear bumper, there's also a rear hitch, but it is not visible unless you got something hooked up to it. It's not a 3-point, but it's like a standard hitch you'd see on the back of an MAN truck or something like that. So you got that. You also can see right here we have a PTO. So the rear PTO could be added with that, or you've got multiple different designs here, which do have the hitch, although the hitch will pop up if you don't have those there. And then you get into colors. We have multiple of those as well. As you can see there, what is that? 7 different color options. So you have main, fenders, special editions can be changed up. Then you've got your vinyl cover, which we don't have vinyls on there, but you do have your vinyl colors for 1, 2, and 3, and then a rim color. So there's so much customization. You could really do some wild stuff. So I've got 3 trucks here, each with its own unique engine sound. We've got sound 1, 2, and 3, just kind of lined up like that. We'll take a look. Also, you can see when you go between the different trucks, the doors open and close for you, which is very nice. So here is number 1. Then let's go over to number 2. And number 3. So out of those, I think like sound 2 is probably my favorite, although sound number 1 is overall great. However, I think the Jake brake on truck number 3, or sound number 3, is definitely the one to go for. We do have different options. As a matter of fact, we can show these off on 3 because it's the quietest. So you have 2 different control groups. You've got the truck and the mirrors. What we could do is we can move that 5th wheel in the back, forwards and backwards. That is nice to do. And we've even got the windows, which can be rolled up and down. Look at that. It's not even that one too, but it's both of them at the same time. How cool is that? And then we can go over to mirrors and we can actually angle in both sides. Very cool. If you hold in, you can also angle in the front ones if you go with the front mirrors, but I did not get those. Now, if you want DJ's truck, this is the way to go for it right here, my dudes. I would love some underglow, but it's not happening right now. But there are so many lights on this thing. I think there's 4 or 5 different versions of lighting. So, yeah, rock and roll. What an absolute unit this thing is. Love it so much. It handles like a dream. Next, we've got another mod with a ton of customization options. This is the Lizard Silver 6500, aka the debadged Chevrolet Silverado 6500, which I don't know anything about those bigger trucks. I have a GMC 1500. And that's too big for me, so I can only imagine this chongus right here. Let's talk about it, shall we? We have 400 horsepower on here with an automatic transmission. As far as extensions, we have standard, box body, flatbed, and a tipper. And if those look familiar to you, well, there you go. It's kind of based around, I believe, the in-game CV. Somebody was saying that the Silverado 6500 and the the International CV are the same, about the same, something like that. Hey, if it is, please let me know, because I do not know. Also, yes, these are available with crew cab and, 4-door and 2-door. Wheel options down below bring us from Michelin, Continental, and Michelin and Continental. So hope there's one of those that you enjoy. We do have different rim options, which is nice. And one of the good things is, because this is an Agritono mod, we got some really wild and crazy rims to choose from. So that's kind of nice. I think I'm going to go for a Continental and make them as wild, truck showy as possible. There you go. Rim 4 looks pretty wild. We do have camouflage. Of course, there is a full carbon fiber if you're trying to make it look like GTA, but you can go through just about any camo that you like, and you will be good to go. You've also got cabin headlights. You got an LED bar, a grill with headache there's no headache. That's a roof rack is what that is. Anyway, I like that, so I'm gonna go with it. Windows, we do have window tint options as well, but only a couple options there. Roll cage, we have a metal roll cage. We've also got the black version or nada. Why don't we go black to match everything else? Wheel spacing, so we do have a extra set for spacing in the front. Now, I don't know how popular spacing like that is in real life. I would be curious to find out. I just need to hit up Austin. I feel like Austin Farmer knows all this stuff. Austin! He's not here right now. And then we have a truck bed hitch. So you can throw in your gooseneck. You've also got your fifth wheel if you need that. And then we got colors, starting off at baby blue. But let's go with a Skoda Energy blue. How about that? You know what? Nah, son. Vicon red. Let's go. Grill colors. It starts as chrome, but we could change that up. I think the chrome looks epic. Bumper and accessories, same thing through there as well. Seats can be changed. Interior color can be changed. Even rim colors can be changed. But you know what? I think this setup right here is absolutely epic. And to be fair, it costs a lot less in the game than it would in real life. $77,000. That's not too shabby, if I'm honest with you. Let's see how she gets up and goes. Sometimes Agritono trucks don't like to stop. This one seems to be just fine. So heads up there. I imagine they took a lot from the base game CV. But hey, if you wanted a big chungus truck that Shaquille O'Neal probably drives around, hey, rock and roll, man, you got one. There's a quick size comparison with the TLX. One of these you need a license to drive. That's wild. Well, special license. Let's continue with wild and crazy mods. The next one is the Case IH Magnum 340-400 Series Special Edition FL, standing for Front Loader. You may remember this mod from Farming Simulator 22. I used it on my Edgewater Saskatchewan series, and I've done a mod preview on it. This is from Mac Trucker 921. And it's epic. First off, we've got a bunch of engines, so anywhere from 374 horsepower up to 1,341. There's also an 886 engine, which I believe has multiple different setups. It does. And then you've also got a 658 with two setups, and then back to your 435 and 418, as well as the 434. So you want something cool? Definitely go for it. This thing is just absolutely insane. It sounds like a monster truck is what it sounds like. Wheel options include Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, Rudestein, and Nokian tires. We also have a Lizard Spiky Boy as well. So these are pretty cool. So we do have some different setups for wheels, which is really nice to see. I kind of dig it. We've also got the narrow twin wheel setup that we saw back with like Farming Simulator 17 and 19. So that is kind of nice to see something like that return. And of course, you got big Chungus boys too. What I think I like the most is the 3 meter track setup. So I'm going to go with this one on mine. Warning signs, we've got a US set and an EU set. You've also got different window tints, so you really black this thing out if you really wanted to. Attachments, you got a 3-point, and you can even do up to a 2,030 kilogram front weight with liquid tanks, so you could throw some liquid tanks on the very back of that if you wanted. There's also liquid tanks unreal capacity, so that'll hold up to 25,000 liters of liquid in the back. Maybe beneficial depending on how long you're going to be out in the field. This may be the perfect tractor setup as well once Chris S. and Riley S.'s Kinsey planters come into the game. This may be perfect for that. But are those out? I don't remember. I should go look. I don't even. There's been so much stuff. It's hard to keep up with all the mods. And then you've got a bunch of colors. I mean, more colors than you can shake a stick at, something my grandfather would say. You've got main color, front grille, interior plastic trim, interior fabric roof trim, main leather seat color, rear leather seat trim, saddle tank color, and rim color. Big shout out to Mac Trucker 921. They went through trouble to actually tell you what those change, so I don't have to tell you. Yeah, all of them are in there. By the way, green 2 is toothpaste tractor. So if you want toothpaste tractor, go green too. Now, we also mentioned that there is a front loader that goes along with this. And in this, you could change between whether you want the attachment to be front loader, telehandler, or wheel loader. So because this is such a massive tractor, I mean, it's a Case Magnum for goodness sake, you can actually take this and use wheel loader attachments if you want to. Now, there's some other, front loader stuff where you can change up, but just wanted to let you know, it is an absolute monstrosity. I couldn't resist. I put the green wheels on the front. Listen to this thing. It is not only loud, well, it is a quick boy, but you actually can't have tracks on it if you want it to go fast. The tracks are limited. Here we go. Got it changed up, and I went with a Case IH red wheels. So look how fast this thing gets up. It starts in 26th gear. And it just goes and goes and goes. It will reach a top speed of, I believe it's like 120 something, if I remember correctly. Let's see if my cruise control can speed up faster than the vehicle. 124 miles per hour, 125 registering there. So if you're playing on 4 fields, like I am, this might be the tractor you want, because you'll be able to get from point A to point B real darn quick. Slow her down. Oh yeah, that's a Jake brake on a tractor. I can't believe we've gotten this far into the video without the BigBud. Man, oh man. Yo, we got BigBuds 2 days in a row. I just want to mention that. We got the Series 3 yesterday. Now we got the BigBud 747 16V. This is from Hispano and JHHG Modding. You may remember that in previous games, JHHG Modding had their own modified version of the BigBud. And then Hispano came in, I believe, in Farm Sim 22, maybe 19 as well, but I think in 22 with their own version with some wild stuff. Now, oh man, they're working together. That can only mean one thing. This is the best BigBud mod, the 16V747 that's ever existed. Oh, yeah, and boy, it is. So we've got a couple things. We have the 747 60V max kilometer of 32 and 10. We can also increase that to 45 15. I believe that's forwards and backwards gears. We'll find that out for sure, though. Wheel brands, we have a BigBud set, and we can go all the way up to some LSW 1400s on there. Yes, sir. Yes, these are the only ones I want. I don't even care about the rest of the wheels, but I'll show them to you, because I have to. We do have a wide tire set. We also have some extra twin wheels and standard. We do have branding options, like the Michelins, for example. You can white wall your, or white lettering your Michelin tires if you want, but those are really the only ones that we've got there. Rim contour is going to be a yes and a no. If I remember it, I think the contour is just a color option. We'll take a look at that as well. Tinted windows. Nice to see tinted windows on a BigBud. Don't get that every day. Logos, we have originals, white, black, and then back to original. So the red look there. Decorative striping, we've got white, black, or no. So that is interesting. Or the original. I think for this, maybe we'll go with black. I think that looks pretty cool. Overhead working lights, front, and rear, or none. We'll go with both there. Side working lights. We've got kind of the same setup here as well, except there's going to be lights all the way around the outside of the tractor. Beacon lights, we've got those kind of all around as well. Beacon light models, we could change that independently, which is very nice. Wiper washer. So you've got that. So we got the wiper blade up there. And then you got your main color, cabin, railing, chrome parts, engine grill, rim contour, and your rim color. So yes, you can change up the rim contour. I always thought that looked pretty cool. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. What if we change it up to black? How does that look? I mean, it definitely gives it like an interesting look, doesn't it? Ooh, what if we went with the decorative logos here and made those black as well? Ooh, yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Let's get this thing and put it into the game and see what kind of trouble we get into with it. Well, it's got like the Meep Meep's cousin horn in there. Is what it is. But we do got a blinky blinky on the top, so I will take it. Look at that turning. So this is what happens when you change the way that Farming Simulator turns, and you have to increase it to 300% until it gets up to speed, and then it drives normal-ish. There's really not a whole lot to it. I mean, it's a BigBud at the end of the day. It's meant to pull big equipment and do it well, but it doesn't do it fast. But this does get up and move pretty good. So far, the biggest piece of equipment today by far. But we are nowhere near done yet. The next one's the John Deere Gator CX, a very, very popular car model. Well, it's a car slash trucks and bikes and stuff from previous games, and it is back from Slush's Modding. They do a lot of these smaller John Deere mods. You got 23 horsepower on there with a variable transmission, and the back holds 450 liters. As far as your wheel setup, we could change a few things, but not really too much, I guess just two of them. Beacon light, we've got yes or no on there. I think it looks silly, so we say no. You can add some cabin parts, though. So this is where things kind of get a little bit nice, and the beacon light, well, the beacon light's just there. So you've got it whether you like it or not. So there's that. You can add that beacon light back with that cabin model, though. Kind of cool. I don't know. I dig it. You've also got a bumper option, which could be added to the front. And you've got main tools, which I'm not quite sure what a main tool would be. In the back. And then seat and rim color. Also from Slush's Modding, we got a little sport bike. This is the Lizard Banshee 350 four-wheeler. Oh yeah, did I call it a bike? Sorry to anybody that I offended with that. I'm sure it was somebody. We got 60 horsepower on there. We've got a different wheel options, which are pretty cool, including some bead locks on there. Nice, dig that. Vinyls, we've got Yep, no, I'm going with the USA flag. Although I do dig it with the Brazil flag there. Ooh, look at that. Look at all this. Is that a power button? Is that a power button on there? What is this for? Is that Halo maybe? Is that what that is? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, let's go with the US setup. Handlebar protection, we've got those, but it's really just handlebar head protection for when you inevitably hit your head on it. Front lights, you do have a couple sets of those too. Are those eyes? Those are eyes. That is creepy. Let's go for it. I'm here for it. We have bumpers, teeth of the beast. Looks like K-Bot. Yeah, we're definitely going with teeth of the beast. Bank details. Hopefully this is money. Oh, seat. Got it. There you go. We'll have one forward. This is the way you fall. Foot supports, no or plastic on the fender. Iron supports onto the back. And then all models. So that's kind of neat. We got multiple different versions. I like all. Exhaust is a 1-to-1 or 2. I don't know. 2 and then 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And now model number 2 in the different colors. And back to model number 1. Let's go with a black setup. It looks pretty sweet. And then lastly, we've got all of our colors, which there are so many that I'm a little bit flabbergasted that there's so many on this little guy right here. I think the main color, I understand this. Let's make that a Valtra white, although really didn't change much, but it is going to change up under here. Then you got colors for vinyls. Secondary color, let's change this up to blue, see if we can show anything. So just a little spot in the front. There's really nothing to write home about with that, at least. Chassis color, suspension color. You also have seat and accessories, custom rim, suspension spring, which we want to make that a red, and then rim colors lastly. I think a black would look pretty epic with that. Check this little guy out, man. We got to get ourselves one of these and just have a little bit of fun with it in the field. Whoa! Ding, ding, wing, ding, 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 ding. Yeah! Give me those lights. Those look so creepy. All right, well, let's get off of that. I don't know what that sound was. The startup's sweet. Yeah, wing, ding, ding, ding. But then this. Yeah, no thank you. Our next one is the Pickup 2014 package. So the base game truck from Farming Simulator 19, I believe it was, has been modified and is now a custom truck. Oh yeah. So as far as the specs on this that you need to know about, 300 horsepower. We do have multiple different wheel options, although some of them look a little bit silly. Just, I don't know, it doesn't seem quite right, if that makes any sense. Would be nice to change up the wheel setup. We could change a few things. I'm not a big fan of the 6 spokes on here, so I will say at least this. These were one of the configurations you could put for the base game, and I think that looks pretty cool, so we'll leave that there. We do have multiple lights, which could be added to the top in different setups. This kind of looks like we're going cruising, man. Yeah, we're going to get ourselves in trouble. And then we've got some interesting stuff here. So Hot Baileron, you've got that. Elm Creek Farm, very nice. Lizard Logistics, Hofhund Transportation, and then back to standard again. I like it, man. I like the Creek Farm. I think that looks very cool. We also have vehicle numbers, so we always go, and we have liquid fertilizer on there, dry fertilizer, seed, flammable, hazmat. What are those about? Well, the truck surprise, which I'll tell you in a second. We always got 3 for Dale. Front bumper, we've got a pin hitch. We also have a bumper bar, and both, always go for both. And then we have main and rim color. I like the main, and the rim color is pretty cool, but let's go with a chrome setup just to say we did it. Now that we've got the truck, we've got more to talk about. So the first one is the fuel tank. This only holds fuel, and it is going to hold 450 liters of it. We'll show you this and show you how everything hooks up to it. We also have the liquids tank. This is going to hold all liquids, and I mean all of it. You got your juices in here. You got your fuel as well. So the fuel that holds, this also will hold. And digestates. Should I go on? Grape juice, water, stuff like that. So instead of 450, this holds 2,500 liters. So this holds quite a bit. It's based off of the AB tank in the game. It does have the 550 written on there. So we'll come in here. Meet me, porn. Ming, ming. Let's back into this. Let's see if we can get all this stuff going. Just one beacon. Boo. Anyway, it does look very good though. Let's see if we can get this in here. Oh, there's no collision on it, but well, it's on the thing. Oh, that's so nice. And then there you go. It just kind of appears in a good place. So that's going to be great for you guys on all platforms to drive that into the field and refuel. But so will this. Look at this. Look how cool that looks. And then we'll just take our truck, fold that back up. Bam. Now that's what I'm talking about. I think that looks so cool, man. And you could just take your stuff around. I know you guys, or at least I've seen in the comments, people are missing Elm Creek. I miss it too, but you know what? I'll take a truck with the logo on it. I'm gonna put it over here. I always put stuff to the side if I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the thumbnail or not. I think I'm gonna have like 7 different thumbnails at this point. Let's see what else might be in the thumbnail. This is the McCormick Deering W4 from EY Mining, single-handedly keeping the small tractor business in game, or small tractors in game in business. Yeah, that's what I meant. Somebody actually mentioned that in my live stream yesterday. I was like, I like that. I need to talk to EY Mining and tell them to patent that or something. 25 horsepower with here, 66 liters of fuel. You got 15 miles an hour. Weighs 2 tons, and it is chunky in the back and real skinny in the front. Looking good. We can boost that up to a 30 horsepower engine if you want to go with a super, and then we've got multiple wheel options with the wheel weights. We've got wide tires, no plowing setup on this one, so still looks very good. I kind of dig just the standard. I think that looks pretty cool. Let's bring it into the game and see what you're gonna check it out, man. I mean, I imagine this is gonna be somebody's favorite tractor, so we got to drive it around a little bit. Of course, everything works being an EY Mining mod. EY Mining's mods are best done in first person, so that's where I highly recommend you to go. Woohoo! The squeaky squeaky. Nice. Let's see if we can go fast enough where we can get that brake pedal to go down. There we go. Love it. You know, my grandfather, so we had something kind of like this, an old farm-all, and the foot pedals, I know the left one goes to the left wheel and the right one goes to the right wheel, and then it's got a little metal piece that goes down in between. And my grandfather never put the little piece down. He would just use, I think it was the left wheel or the right wheel, one of them. He would just use that weight, and he wouldn't use the other one. Or weight, the brake. And I always wondered, I was like, why would you not use both? And I still don't know why he did it, but that's what he did it. If you think you know why, let me know. Why would you only need one brake? Next, let's talk about John Deere. We have the John Deere Series 7010 from Virtual Farmers, not Virtual Farmer. Now, this looks to be, anyway, based off of the 7810, the giant software mod and the base game piece of equipment that was in Farming Simulator 22. I just froze my game. Awesome. Not this mod's fault, but it's been happening a lot recently. The 7010 gives us multiple different engine options, including the 7710, the 7810, and, well, hopefully that's all you want, because that's all you get. Really, it's just adding one engine option to what we have already had. We've got 175 horsepower on there, or 195 with the manual power shift transmission. Why do I keep saying manual plus power shift? I'm just going to say power shift from now on. Wheel options from Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, Videstan, and Nokian tires. We've got all the way up to twin wheels, so you do have some chunky boys. Mirrors have some extended sets. That's very nice to see. We also have beacon lights, so multiple versions of those, left, right, or both. Chrome exhaust cover of a yes or no. License plate, and you can put where you want it to be. That's kind of nice. Seems like it would impede airflow, not too much, but a little bit. And then we even have a Quickie or Hauer front loader on there. So, very nice, awesome tractor. Moving on from Pepe 978, we have his Landini 6L T4i Series. This has got between 143 and 176 horsepower. We do have a front link, or you could do front weight on there as well. I like the front link because if you go with that, you can do a front loader. I need to show that. We also have wheel options all the way through, everything you would expect. We also have fenders, so that's kind of nice. Not always that we get fender options. And we have our front loader, which starts with a stool, which is very cool, and a Quickie and Hauer. Main color and rim colors are available if you'd like to change them. Our next one comes from Kenny456, who makes some really cool stuff, including this, the JCB 714 dump truck, or rock truck, or just truck. Yeah, like a rock. Yeah. 170 horsepower. What is wrong with me today? 200 liters of fuel, and it holds 9,000 liters in the back. Although, Kenny's pretty cool, so he's added a fictive, I don't know if that's a real word, but a 30,000 liter version as well. So if you wanted to use this for doing some fun stuff, you could do it and not have to deal with, everything. 9,000 liters of farm sim is not a lot. 9,000 liters of real life is a lot. So, moving on. We have a BKT set of wheels, Videstan, Nokian, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, and back to it. I like the BKT communals that it comes with as standard, but if you wanted to go with like a twin wheel set, it's also got those, so you've got some really nice stability on there. Windows, we go all the way down to tinted beacons of yes or no. Attachments, we've got a trailer hitch or not. Why would you not want to have a trailer hitch on here? This thing's sweet. And then you've got main color, main 2, and rim. I am curious what rim or main 2 is. Wow, that's a lot. Let's put that back to black. Perfect. What does it look like with all JCB? Oh, that's terrifying. That's worse. That's better. Next up, we got the John Deere 84X Series. In here, there are 2 models in the pack. You've got this guy right here, which is pretty sweet, the 843L2. And then you've got the Lego set, which I bought for myself for my birthday in 2023 and haven't built yet. So there you go. There's that, I guess. Let's go through these. These are from HR Forst. So guess what? You got colors, baby. Oh, yeah. In here, we do have a Stage 2 engine up to 550 horsepower on the feller buncher. Multiple different wheel options, but the only thing you need to know is they got twin wheels. But we can change up to an other first over here, so I can show you those colors. Windows can be tinted if you would like for that to be the thing. And then you got your main color, your design color, which if we change that to a very pale toothpaste green, you've got that. All your first colors, change those, and rims. But that's not all. We basically have an identical setup for the skidder right here as well. Very cool. So we've got a similar engine option, similar wheel options, even twins on there. We even have the in twins, and you could change those too. So design color here, I think, is going to be the grabber, and it is the grabber. So if you want your grabber to change, go with design color. You know, one of my favorite comedians, John Caparulo's got a joke where he says, why when you buy something off of an infomercial, like a grabber, one of those things where you like squeeze it and it grabs something that's far away from you. And he said they sell 2, so if the grabber's out of reach, you can get the spare grabber. He uses different words, and they're a lot more colorful. But they're not as colorful as this might be. Yeah, we got colors. The Liebherr LH26. Kenny, thanks for letting me tell a small joke over your mod that had nothing to do with your mod. You're rock, bro. This is another login mod for you guys from Kenny. It is a grabber, another grabber. You got a log grabber on there. You've also got a harvester head. You have a fast coupler, so you can use any of the Volvo attachments. And you've got a clamshell bucket and even a big old log grab, which comes off of the Volvo high lift. There's so much to this. so much to this. And it's on wheels, not tracks. Love that. So we could change up a few things. We even do off-road wheels. Love those. The arm size, well, we all want to be that guy, so let's go for the long arm. Nobody wants the short arm. We also have window options of tinted or not. Beacon lights of yes and no on there. Attachers, trailer hitch, yes or no on the back. Collisions with materials. Now, this one I'm not 100% sure, but I would probably go for maybe a no collision materials, maybe on the top. I'm actually not sure. I'm actually going through trying to read into the mod description more, but I don't see what that means, so we'll have to find out maybe later on, I guess. We also have fast coupler auto tilt, so probably want that, but hey, maybe not. And then, as I mentioned, colorful. You got colors. Main color 1, that one's pretty simple and understandable. Main color 2, ooh, very nice through there. Cab color and rims. Our next one is a wild one again, the Jungheinrich EfgS50S Pro, my dude. This has some extendo cuz forks on the side, which are insane. And we also have some pretty wild colors as well for this guy. I don't know, I think it looks great in white and black. The extended setups on the front are real long. I mean, really long. It's also got a trailer hitch, so if you need to move a small trailer or something around, you can easily do that. And it does appear from the screenshots that I'm looking at that we've got some openable stuff. So let's turn it on and see what we can do. So of course we can move stuff all around. That's as high as we're going with it. I think that this modder, who made this? Just Farming. I thought they had a larger one as well. Maybe not. I do like the longer forks on there, though. That's definitely going to make things real easy. We have multiple control groups. We have forklift and door, rear window, steering, and then driver seat, monitor and armrest, exterior, and then back to the forklift again. So that is how you're going to be doing that kind of thing. Of course, we've got the in and out and the scoot and boogie left and right through that. Control group number 2, which is the door, rear window, steering, etc. So we've got a openable window here. It's kind of nice. It was very quick. We got our steering wheel right there. And then if we take a look, we got the rear glass and we've even got our side opening door. Then if we go into driver's seat, this one, forwards and backwards. Nice. That one doesn't look weird at all. And then we've got that, which also doesn't look weird at all. Let's not see how far we can move that. And then we've even got the headrest up and down. Very cool. Monitor and armrest. We'll take a look at these. Let's see. The monitor inside. Very nice. Looking good through there. We can even tilt it. Man, that is a bunch of customization options. Goodness gracious. And then the arm side. Did his arm just extend? Goodness. Wow. And lastly, we have the exterior. So let's see what we can do. Is that the camera moving? The camera's moving up and down. That is so cool. Also, my hair's going through the... He's like, this is the most comfortable I've ever been. And then we've got the side opening door. Oh my goodness. Look at him. He is so relaxed that his left arm is completely just... He's basically grown an extra arm. Oh, this is so uncomfortable to look at, but I'm going to put it to the side because I think it's funny. Oh, it looks like an alien driving. Nope, can't look at that, can't look at that. Nope, run away. That's the devil. There we go. That's where that belongs. Now we get into an old-style Fortschritt combine harvester pack. So this comes with 2 combine harvesters. One will hold 2,300 liters. The other one holds between 25 and 28, although they have the same engine and basically everything's the same minus those setups. Then we've got a grain head, which is 4.2 meters. Then we have another grain header that's also 4.2. The E512 and E556 and stuff. What? I guess maybe it's got different connection points. And then you've got the 4 meter, 6 meter, and then you've got a 4-row corn head. So there you go. I'm guessing that there's going to be a lot more customization options. I'm just going to go through these, just kind of showcasing different options through here. This is our design, different design setups, kind of changing the engine, decals. Nope, not even, just different designs all the way around, yes or no. Future reference for modders, when they say design, that does nothing for the players. Does nothing for me either. So I would have to go through, make notes. People aren't going to remember what those do in like a few days. So if you would be able to say like, hey, design, this does the engine pipe or oil lamp or whatever that is, you know, or you know, warning signs. You change that to warning signs. Just a note for the future. I don't have all the answers, but that one thing will make things a little bit easier. Then we have the 514 right here as well. This one's a little bit different, but it's not like, is that a QWERTY? These are not in English, so it also doesn't help. So there is that. I don't believe these are German either. So similar options to the first one, except it's got a cabin already through there. Trying to find 28. Yeah, so the first option right here, if you go with the Vaschieri, sounds weird saying things out loud. Still, 2,800 liters there. Anyway, I think I'm spending too much time on this. You got a grain head here. I think this goes for the smaller combine, another grain head for the larger combine, and then you've got a larger header for the larger combine. So we do have a couple different options through here. Doesn't look like the canola additions are going to be set up for it. So you got all those, even a lizard corn header. For some reason, that one's lizard and everything else is Fortschritt. That is it finally for our vehiculars. So the next set is going to be toolage. And we start with the Riberi RS100RB from SMI Modding Team. DJ, is that a loading wagon with a mower on the front of it? You darn right it is. It is a 2.5 meter working with mower, and it gets picked up through your loading wagon on the back. 11 mile per hour max speed, and it'll hold either 35,500 or 34,000. So you're able to change up that depending on how you want it. The reason being the difference here, if you go with the 34,000, this is going to overload to the side, so maybe easier for your feeding animals. As a matter of fact, I'm definitely going to be getting one of these on one of my maps at least, and just using it as a feed dropper so we could drop stuff off to the side instead of using a tipper trailer. That's pretty cool. Or you could just dump out the rear end. That works too, and the chain will bring everything back. It's a forage wagon, so it's going to hold all of your standard forage stuff, but super cool. Whenever you hook up, this drawbar in the front is going to move off to the side, so you can mow beside your tractor. Here's another returning mod. This one's from Hulse FS, and I dig this mod. The Massey Ferguson 326 and Valtra 2617. Because brands, there you go. You can change up to a Valtra or Massey Ferguson. This is a seeder, so it's going to do all of your standard seeding crops, and it is a direct drill as well. So you do not need to do anything beforehand. Configurations on here, we have a standard set or transport wheels. So if you go with a transport wheel set, you're actually going to be able to pull this from the side. You may see when you go with transport wheels, a hitch pops up to the side of it. Thank goodness I remember this from Farming Simulator 19. Otherwise, I'd be screwed. And then you've also got a compactor wheel set at the back, plus rim colors. Looking good, looking good. Now, you might be wondering, all right, well, if you got all that, how in the world do you transport this thing? This guy hooks up via 3-point on your tractor and then will hook up to the seeder. This is how you transport it. You're not going to be hooking it up to the back of the tractor because it's just way too close. Or you can use this, and you can run a tandem set. You can run two at the same time. It's like, or just and this. You can run two at the same time beside each other. It's a really cool setup, and if you guys like using stuff that's, you know, just a little bit different, get this right now. It's very cool. Let's keep it going. The next one's the Lizard ATA14 from JD Modding. Arg. I know it's ARG, but I call it ARG. 17,000. I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry, bro. 17,000 liter capacity. 90 horsepower is required for this. Goes 12 miles an hour. It says, although it is an auger wagon, so I'm not quite sure what a working speed comes into play here. Shouldn't even say it. Well, BKT. Midas. That's it. So nothing too wild and crazy. Can invert the tires, which is very nice. I like seeing that. We do have a new and old set of decals. These kind of look to me like the Red Rock trailers. I'll be honest with you. Actually, in the background, I'm looking to see if there's a Red Rock version of this on their page right now. And no, that's what it looks like. Okie dokie. You do have a cover, yes and no on here. Then we have main, design, decals, and rim. Not quite sure what design is, so let's change that. So that's cover color, not design color. Otherwise, everything else is the same. This does not hold bolt crops. This holds everything that an auger wagon would hold. But you do have a extra hitch down there. So I think you might be able to daisy chain these. Yeah, it's the same hitch. Do we have power hookups back there? I don't see them, but it should work fine. Also from the modder, JD Mining, the Lizard, so John Deere, it's green and yellow, leave me alone. The Lizard FD55, this is one of their fuel tankers, 5,500 liter capacity, and then you have main design, stripe decals, and rims. So it's set up as a John Deere set, but you can easily change this up to something else if you prefer. So the secondary design is actually the frame. Should help you out. If you're a big fan of Strautmann trailers, I know there's some of you guys out there, myself included. A new one dropped today, the Strautmann Aperion 2401 from LS Agrar Ale. 42,000 liter capacity. Don't listen to me. We've got multiple different wheel options, which is very nice. So a little something for everybody. And we've even got a medium tire set, which is kind of cool to see. Love that. We do also have the unloading mechanics set up, so if you want those rollers, you can have them. If you don't want them, you don't have to have them either. This is very, very cool. It adds kind of a nice setup to some of the existing Strautmann trailers that we already have. Plus, we did have the triple axle Aperion, but this is nice having a double axle now, too. Woo. Next up, the Little Red Poo trailer, the Pottinger Twist 7001 from Wolf X Money. Man, they do a good job with their stuff. This bad boy, 7,000 liter capacity, 20 horsepower, 8 meters at 7 miles an hour. You can throw an extension on there to get an even 10,000 if you would like. I definitely recommend that. It's pretty cheap to add that as well. You do have Lizard, Trelleborg, Michelin, and Continental tires for your setups and a little bit of a wide tire set, plus rim color options. I like the one that matches the trailer, honestly. So if you're looking for something small that will work with a maybe smaller European map where you can use your manure, this is definitely the one to go for. Here's another trailer from JD Mining, the Lizard T1800. This will hold multiple different sets of liquids. So you got your fuel, water, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, cow's milk. So I don't think it holds the buffalo milk. Maybe they forgot that. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, they also hold slurry, but not digestate. So it does feel like there's a couple things that have been missing from this trailer. Hopefully we see those added in a future update. One of the nice things is it has brands on it. So we have Lizard without stickers, John Deere, of course, Case IH, Massey, Ferguson, New Holland, Valtra, Stora, Challenger, Kloss, Deutzfahr, Fendt, Grimme, JCB, Ponzi, Lizard, and back to without stickers again. You got your main frame color, the water tank color, and rim color. Perfectly labeled. Thank you. Next up, we got some plows from the SMI modding team, the Ermo Kronos Evo series. You can change up the color of the tines on there, but there's nothing else that's changing, and these are going to be available in a 2 meter, 2.5, and 3 meter versions. Next, we've got one of my favorite mod names to say out loud, the Gregoire Besson SPSL9. At least I think that's how you say it. I was watching Mr. Silly P's videos in farming in 2017, and I think that's how it was said. Nonetheless, we've got their massive plow that was part of the BigBud DLC for Farm Sim 17 with multiple different mold boards. We got a main design and rim color. 10 meters, 550 horsepower is required. And we also have the trailed lifter that goes along with that. I think we've already got 1 or 2 mods similar to this in the game already, but we've got this now, the OG. It is not very often that we get a spader mod, but we got one today, the Lizard RTM5 from HulseFS. We have 100 horsepower, 5 meters, 7 miles an hour. We have a couple different design setups. If you would like to find yourself a new design setup, and a main color. Next to last, from PuzzCap, we have the Rabe MKE300. Was this in the base game of Farm Sim 17 or 19 or 22, something like that? I can't remember. Nonetheless, 95 horsepower, 3 meters, 9 miles an hour. Lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have the Lizard Adapter 5R from BGamer003. What up, dude? This hooks up via a front loader on the main end, so hook this up to your front loader or front loader tractor, and on the other side, it has a 3-point hitch. So this is where you'll hook it with things like seeders and planters and things like that. You've also got a PTO pass-through with hydraulics or power, whatever those are. Oh my goodness. what it does is it really allows you to like move stuff around and things like that, but because it's got this stuff, I bet you could probably use some tools and make them work. That would be epic. As for updates, we have a long update for Riverview from Cavalier Roy Monkey Show Modding. This is going to be version 1.1. Mod description has been fixed. Traffic splines in trouble spots have been adjusted. All walls around fields and farmland can now be sold once you own the land that they are on. 25 collectibles have been added. Collectibles are more valuable now as well. Traffic spline fixed over bridges, so AI will not try to drive over them. A placeable wall type has been added. Many new placeable sheds have been added. All new fill types have been made purchasable in the warehouse. That's so cool. Price is fixed on all new fill types as well. Let's scoot it down a little bit more. Starting at the top, soybean oil recipe has been added for potato chips in the potato factory. New buyable plots added to improve customization options and open up more ways to play the map. All houses have apple trees, so you can cut them down, which will remove the house and walls and things like that. It's kind of neat. All previously non-cuttable hedges changed to cuttable hedges. Icon fixed in the sugar mill for sugar beets. All production set up to buy the land they are situated on when you purchase the production point. Fix some sounds around the map. Apple tree added to dealership, which when cut will remove all fencing around the river in front of the dealer and all street lights from around the roads. That's pretty cool. Methane and electric charge added to the harbor sell point. All stages of spruce and pine have been added, as well as saplings. The forest plots done over so that they are just forestry trees now. Flowing fill types now available. The following fill types are now available. We have armoire, birdhouse, bowl, cat tree, chair, doghouse, easel, floor tiles, metal, pepper grinder, picture frame, shingles, staircase, railing, table, and iron ore. Also, Silver Run factories added. We have the barrel factory, fancy furniture factory, flooring factory, iron furnace, mining shaft tower, pet accessories factory, picture frame factory, and shingle factory, as well as the wood turner. Oh my goodness, what an update. Little bit of an easier update. The only other update for all platforms today, the Amazon Catros 6002. This is version 1001. Shallow cultivators been added for seedbed creation and stubble cultivation, switchable with deep cultivators. Jumping over to our new ones for PC and Mac players. In cultivators, we have the G Sanchez-Beato 9-arm. It's a 2-meter cultivator is what it is. You can do decals if yes or no. Then you have chassis, arms, dredge, and plowshares color. 70 horsepower required. Next one's the Vaschieri L Pack. This is a manure spreader. We do have multiple different options for things like your wheels, stainless steel setup, rear bumpers. The name somewhere, I think. Is it around towards the front? This is definitely not what. I don't even see where it's changed. Oh, it's really just a little thing right there. All right. Attachment type setup, PTO color, air hose, hydraulic sides. You've also got type of license plate, and then you've got a couple different color options as well. This setup right here, again, it is a manure spreader, 20,000 liters, 150 horsepower, 12-meter work width, 12 miles an hour. It may only require 150 horsepower, but it weighs a bit, 7.6 tons, and then think about how much 20,000 liters of manure weighs. All right, we got a couple more to end out the day. New for PC and Mac players. For some reason, the third screenshot's not popping up on this one. The extended sugar beet and potato harvesters. This mod makes it possible that the sugar beet and potato harvesters now can harvest all earth fruits. So, you know, your root crops, that kind of thing. In addition to sugar beets and red beets, sugar beet harvesters can harvest potatoes, carrots, and parsnips. Very cool. In addition to potatoes, potato harvesters can also harvest sugar beets, red beets, carrots, and parsnips. How neat is that? The Rabe Mouse 5 and the Bergman W500 can also be used to overload these earth fruits. No edited mod vehicles are necessary. This works with all standard vehicles. Mods should also work as long as they are created according to the Giant standards and are not in their own shop category. How cool, yeah! Lastly, new for PC and Mac players, we have only vehicle cameras. This script removes all cameras not of the vehicle. When entering the vehicle, it is possible to use only the cameras of the vehicle. This feature is automatically added. No installation is required. And if you know what any of that means, please let me know, because what other cameras are there? And there you go. What an absolutely epic mod day today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, drop a like, get subscribed if you're new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Do the notification dance. That way you never miss videos like this one. I hope you have an awesome day. Please, please, please enjoy playing with some of these mods. What a day. Oh man, I hope we get another great day like this tomorrow. Have a good one. We'll see you later.